A lot of us men have made this mistake, and this man here is paying for it. But before we get into the video, do me a favor, like the video and leave a comment. I do my best to respond to as many as I can, and I really enjoy listening to what you guys have to say. Subscribe to my channel and hit that hype button if you really want to help your boy out. It is really appreciated.
Scared of the adult.
Yes, he should.
He should, go ahead, say it again.
That's
He should be scared of the adult.
Boundaries.
You threw my phone, knocked my drink out of my hand because our son got a haircut.
Because I told you to give me our son, yeah.
He was scared to come out to you.
He should be.
No, he shouldn't be scared to come to his mother because his father got him a haircut.
He was told
He should be scared.
not to get a haircut without me.
Why?
Because that's
Who
what
are
he
you?
was told.
Great question. Who the hell are you?
He knows the rules. Unlike you, he knows the rules.
Go ahead. You're gonna give him a hard time?
I'm going to talk to my son about this. Can't use it in court. I'm not giving you my permission to record me.
Okay.
Boom. Logan, come on, because you know the consequences.
What are the consequences?
You'll find out. I guess he will. You're not my child. You're not my problem.
What are the consequences for him getting a haircut?
I guess you'll find out, won't you?
Okay. Okay.
Come on, Logan.
He looks very handsome. He actually looks like a boy.
You're not the one to decide that you have a mohawk and you're 45 years old.
He looks like a boy.
Okay. Come on, Logan.
You're handsome. You're beautiful. Don't worry about her. We'll get her sorted one day.
Yeah, I'm the problem. You're with the video camera in your hand.
Yeah, because you're acting a fool in front of the children.
No, the fool is your wife. Who doesn't
she's
take care
not
of her
even here.
child. She's not.
She's not even here.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Record.
You obviously
I know
care a
you
lot.
need some material for your spank bank. Because I wouldn't want to be with that bagger.
You're a disgusting person.
He knew he shouldn't have gotten a haircut. He knew he should have had the conversation with Nick. That's
Why?
why he's afraid, because he knows
He's
it's
allowed
not
to
the
make his own choices?
No, he's not.
Great. Cool.
Now, I know I'm always saying this, fellas, but choose wisely. You have to. You do not want to end up in this situation. A lot of us older men, we've made this mistake. We've already been down this road. But a lot of you younger dudes who are coming up, you're still looking for a girl, you got to pay attention to all that little stuff because this is not where you want to be. But let's talk about this haircut. So you're telling me this man went and got his son's haircut, or he cut his hair, I don't know. But the boy got his haircut, and because she said he couldn't get his haircut, she's now mad at the father and the boy about that. That to me is bananas. They want to control everything because they believe that is their child, not the father's. But the fact is, the man has just as much right to the child as the woman. So if the father wants to get a haircut and the mother doesn't, how does she get to overrule that? That's why when he said, "Who are you?" I agree with him. Who are you that you get to trump me when it comes to my son? This man is really smart to record these types of interactions. She tried to make it seem like he was doing something bad because he was recording. No, this is exactly what you need to do. Anytime this woman comes to your house, you record it because that is an evil person. Now she's gonna go punish her son, spank her son, do something weird to her son because she's mad at the father. And that's what this is all about. This has nothing to do with the son, has nothing to do with his hair. She is mad at the father because he's remarried. He's probably happier with the new girl and she doesn't like it. She's probably out in that single world getting tossed around like a Caesar salad by Chad and Tyrone, and she hates her life, so now she wants to take it out on the kid and the father. Fellas, you gotta be careful. Be careful with the type of woman you're gonna have a child with because that is super important, and you definitely need to be careful about the woman that you're going to marry or spend the rest of your life with, because I repeat, you do not want to end up in this situation because women like this believe the child belongs to them and not you, and that type of thinking comes from women like this.
Men do not contribute 50% to the creation of life. You as a man do not contribute to pregnancy whatsoever. Just because your sperm happens to be 50% of the baby's DNA does not mean that you contribute at all to the labor required to create the baby. Pregnancy doesn't even start at the time of conception. Pregnancy starts at the time of implantation into the uterine lining. You as a man had absolutely nothing to do with that process. All you did was finish, and now you're acting as if you finishing is somehow creating 50% of the labor required to have a baby.
Lady, name one man who's ever said, "We do 50% of the labor required to bring a baby to term." Name one man.
And I'm not gonna act like finishing is a big feat for men. You do it every single day into that nasty, crusty sock. Women are 100% responsible for the creation of life and pregnancy. It's not his baby that you're carrying, it's your baby that you're carrying. We're not pregnant, you're pregnant. Stop giving men the credit for the creation that you have brought into this world. You deserve to fully 100% take all of the credit because you did that, not him.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Lady, I normally try to stay out of people's business, but I do have to ask you a question, okay? Are you on drugs?
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
This to me is a big problem, and a lot of women think like this. This is why you hear a lot of them when they talk about their children, they say my child or my children. They never say our children, because in their heads they think like this woman here. And the fact is, she is wrong. First of all, men do not walk around claiming responsibility for taking on the labor of having a baby. We never do that. We understand exactly what our role is in having a baby. So I'm not sure where she got that from, but let's play along with her thinking. She said it is your baby, not his baby. So if that's the case, let's get rid of child support. No more child support. Get rid of it, because like you said, the men have nothing to do with it. So let's get rid of child support, and we'll make taking care of a child for a man optional. Just optional. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't, you don't. Because like she said, you have nothing to do with it. No more asking the man for any type of financial help raising that child, because like you said, it is yours. Now, we all know they're never going to do that, which proves my point of why it's stupid. But I do need to explain something to this lady about this whole 50% thing. I saw this interview where Shaq was talking about how he owns so many businesses, but the reason he's able to do it is because he invests his money into the business, not his time and labor. And if you didn't know, the money is just as important as that time and labor. So he just lets the people who needs the investment handle the time and the labor, because that is their role in the business. And that is how so many investors work. And when that company starts making money, they get the same percentage, and in some cases they get even more than the people doing the day-to-day. And of course, if the business is already going and they're just getting extra funding, in those cases it would be a smaller percentage. But I am talking about starting from scratch, where the only thing you have is the thought of the business, but you don't have any money. And I'm saying that because that is the same process of having a baby. Without that initial investment, a lot of those businesses would have never started. The same way, without our initial investment, which is our seed, you would have never gotten pregnant. And just like on that show, The Shark Tank, if you find an investor with a lot of knowledge, it makes his investment even that much more important, which is the same as you finding a father for your child that is actually going to be a good father for your child. So even though those investors aren't in the restaurant flipping the burgers or making the sauce, they are just as valuable to that business becoming a business as the person putting in that labor. It's called playing your position. When it comes to having a kid, a man's position is to drop the seed. A woman's position is to fertilize the seed and make a baby. So to sit there and act like men have nothing to do with it is ridiculous. I'm only making this video because these videos go viral on TikTok and different places, and people just take her word and run with it. And I told y'all before, somebody has to debunk this type of stupid thinking, because like I said earlier, this is the type of thinking that already got these women walking around believing that that child is theirs when he comes out, and that's a problem. So this whole take was stupid, you're stupid, the whole video was stupid, and honestly, I think you need to just stop making videos. That's just my take though, I could be wrong.
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone, and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life?
Yeah, so that was 8 seconds. Guys, how you feeling? Peaceful?
Absolutely f***ing not.
No. No, no, no.
It wasn't only not peaceful, it gave me PTSD. I'm over here having flashbacks, I'm sweating, thinking about past relationships. Yeah, nah, we cool on that, we good.
See, my problem is, I can't stand a man that lie on his height. You gonna tell me you 5'7", you show up next to me and you 5'3". How the f that work? Cause I'm 5'7", you right here to me, you to my collarbone. I'm looking down at you, you looking up at me. How does that work? You're not 5'7". Stop adding them extra inches. It's okay to be a short king. And don't tell me you 5'9" and I'm looking you dead in your eye. You fucking lying. You're lying. You 5'7". Please!
I don't believe women when they say men always lying about their height. I'm pretty sure some of them do, but they make it seem like all these men are out here doing that. I don't believe it, and let me tell you why. I'm a pretty tall dude. I'm over 6 feet, and I don't know how many times I went on the first date after meeting a girl online or a hookup from a friend or something like that, where I told her my height. She'll look me up and down and say, "You're not really that height." And I'm standing there like, yes I am. They're like, "No, you're not." And then like clockwork, maybe the second date or the third date, or maybe I'm at her house, she's at my house, somewhere different background. Whenever it is, she will look at me and say, "Oh, you are that tall." It happens all the time. And I think it's because they are looking at the man based on what they think he should look like. So if a guy says he's 5'11", a woman will go to that date, she will have on 6-inch heels, forget all about that, and the man will still be taller than her, and she will look at him and say, "You don't seem like you're 5'11", you might be 5'7". Maybe they met Shaquille O'Neal one time, so now they believe any man who says he's tall, he has to look like Shaq. So if she doesn't have to break her neck to look up at you, you're not the height you say you are. Because I've even seen it on like these pop the balloon shows. A man will come out and the girl will say, "Well, you too short. I like my men over 6 feet." And the man will say, "I am 6 foot."
Was he someone that's your type?
No.
Okay, and why not? Height mainly. Okay. That might be an issue.
Too short?
We about the same height.
What? I'm 6 foot.
How tall are you? 5 feet, but in these heels, I feel like I'm...
I think it's just something in your heads because this happened to me way too many times. I'm pretty sure other men have been through this. All these men are not lying, trust me.